After 12 years, I cheated on my boyfriend. With my boss. First and foremost, my partner and I are perfectly okay with not being officially married right now. We are in every other way, physically, emotionally, financially, and so on. We've been together since I was 16 years old. Over the past year or so, he has entirely lost interest in having with me. I know he still because I saw him pinching one off in the bathtub, and because there is porn on our computer. I'm not always effective when I hurl myself at him. We used to have every day when we were teenagers, but now I'm fortunate to have once every 4-6 weeks. I persuaded myself that he does it even then to get me to leave him alone. There might be a variety of factors influencing our lives. He began taking ADHD medication around 2 years ago, and one of the negative effects is decreased desire. I'm now attempting to recover from an episode of depression that began approximately a year ago. We are both financially strained and enrolled in school, or so I thought. Communication has always been a strong element in our relationship. I told him I wanted to have more, and he said he'd try. Nothing occurs when I jump on him. I wait for him to come to me, but he never does. He refuses to quit taking his medications or even test a new brand. I've also informed him that I didn't get melancholy or is it disappointment until we stopped having on a regular basis, but he thinks it doesn't help. So, in the previous 6 months or so, I've attempted to pretty myself up, dropped weight, and done other things that make me happy. I'd want to believe that our lack of is due to his stress, but then why is he it without me, while I'm in the house? This time, my conversation with him hasn't helped. He refuses to work while in school undergrad, so I had to take a horrible part-time job while writing my thesis for a master's degree. I found my employer quite beautiful very immediately. I know, horrible decision, but I had no intentions to do anything about it. I've been in a relationship for 12 years and it never occurred to me. We began kidding about at work and enjoying one other's company a few months ago. Tension started to build, but I assumed it was just me, so no concerns, just my lustful imagination, right? The weather recently turned severe while I was at work, and the roads were horrible. I work at a hotel, therefore those who had to work the following day were put up for the night. Because we both had to work, he asked me to his room for a drink before I went to mine. We ended up conversing for many hours and becoming. He lured me and I fell for it. It was the most enjoyable and satisfying I'd had in years. I'm ashamed of myself for having so much pleasure. I've never considered myself a cheater, and I know that if my partner found out, it would be the end of our relationship. My employer wants more and I'm confused. This guy is a wolf and he is my kryptonite. I told him I had to keep away from him, but I don't want to and doubt I could. I can't recall the last time I lusted for someone so intensely, not really emotionally attached as far as I know. I feel trapped in a filthy Lady Gaga song. I had to suppress all I had simply to keep from jumping his bones at work yesterday. My partner and I are going through a hard patch, perhaps worse than I imagined, right now, and I want to let you know that we can get through it. It just isn't occurring right now, and who knows when it will? Of course, I still adore him, but I've never been put to the test in this way before. Aside from the selfish habit of refusing to work and refuse, my partner is normally quite kind to me. What do you do when you have a Mr. Right Now in front of you practically every day at work who is perfectly okay with the fact that you have a boyfriend? I don't believe I'm searching for justification for my actions, just some ideas. So much for being the lovely girl down the street. More information. Workplace. Relationships have occurred previously, but no one seems to care. Even worse, I've heard the GM, not the boss in the debate, make a joke about becoming a matchmaker for individuals at work. Aside from a weekly check to help pay the bills, my employment has little to do with my chosen career path, thus I will leave if necessary. I'm not going to play the boss, since I'm very sure we both understand that there is no emotional bond here. Despite what people may believe, I really adore my guy. I had no intention of doing this at all, but I allowed it to happen. I understand that I have to live with it. He's made mistakes in the past as well, and I'm not sure whether telling me about them helped me. Update. This morning, I attempted to chat to my partner about our life. He completely disregarded me. When I inquired why he wasn't answering, he said he had to go to school. He just had 2 hours till his first class. There has been no advancement. I also had a lengthy conversation with my supervisor last night. We were debating our ethical slip, and he stated that he followed Oscar Wilde's moral code. The only way to get rid of temptation is to submit to it. He then inquired whether I had any plans on Friday. So, no progress there either, although I must admit, it's pleasant to be sought by an attractive guy, regardless of his true motives. A plan to get out of both circumstances is in the works. It remains to be seen if I am effective in either assignment. Story 2. My mom cheated on my dad and she blames me. Hi. I'm the daughter of a deceitful mother who cheated on my father. My mom isn't exactly an expert on social networking, especially when it comes to passwords, remembering, updating, and so on. This is something I've always done because she asked me to. I didn't do it because I wanted to, but because she asked me to. This tempest began with me engaging in a political dispute with another person on Facebook, which resulted in my getting banned. It was very ridiculous. Then it dawned on me. I'll just get into mom's Facebook, I said, not to prolong the fight, but to gain a better feel of who the other person on the other side of the computer I was battling with was. As a result, I did. Please don't pry into her affairs. But then I had this sick sensation in my stomach. It's a horrible sensation. This instinct said to me, check her messenger. So I checked her messenger, and it was there. An unmistakable message to a guy who was not my father. My heart instantly shattered into a million pieces. Fast forward to today, Monday, and she blames me for exposing her. When I saw my mother face to face that Monday, I realized she wasn't remorseful. She was sad she'd been discovered. She put on a good front, she surely tried. I told her I wasn't going to be the one to inform him, that she was the one, and she did just that. I believe the fact that I was not condemning her predicament enraged her even more. Later that day, she messaged me and asked for her passwords, which I grudgingly gave her. But everyone knows that when you change your Facebook password, you check the small box that says log me out of all other devices, something my mom was unaware of. As a result, I was always willing to assist her. As a result, I still had access to her account. I kept it a secret because I wanted to see my mother for who she was in this scenario. I wasn't deafeningly that she has continued to communicate her sweetheart since then, claiming my granny told her I should have struck E in the face. This was her fault. E wouldn't stop talking until I informed him. E has ruined me, she has made a mess. If E hadn't been nosy, I wouldn't be in this situation. You would not be in this situation if you had not cheated. If you don't want to be caught, don't cheat. I hope her lover is worth the loss of her only child and spouse of more than 20 years. Update. An update on my grandmother's status. My mother is presently living with my grandma in order to give my father some space. I contacted her to tell her that I knew she had messaged her lover the night it was revealed and that I knew all she was saying about me. I asked her why she would do any of those things, and she said she did them out of rage. I asked her whether my grandma truly stated I needed to be slapped, and she confirmed it. She proceeded to justify her conduct with excuse after explanation. Then she informed me she have to relocate, and I heard my grandma in the background exclaim, "Yes, because of her." I then informed my mother that I didn't understand why people appeared to turn against me so easily. I told her I loved her and hung up the phone. I think that's the end of family.